I'm Thomas Duder, author of The Things. Hopefully a name you'll hear more of as the months progress. I'm involved with a lot of things. What I'm talking about today is actually something that's been helping me a lot, called Simby.com. First and foremost, before I light into anything, I need to point out, Simby doesn't even know I'm really doing this. Just full disclaimer, full disclosure, I ain't getting paid for nothing. It's just, there was a couple of projects that I'm going forward with because of Simby.com and their help. And so I'm like, I gotta blow about it, you know what I mean? I gotta talk about it. I've already invited a bunch of my friends, and I figured making a video like this would be of help. First and foremost, what is Simby.com? It's something of a legal trade skills website where you can not only trade skill for skill, but also, or services and services, but also for their in-house currency, Simby Coin. You can also get it through the usual practices of inviting your friends, referrals, and things of that nature. But honestly, where it shines the most is in networking with other types that you're looking for, whether it be offline or online. In fact, I've used quite a lot of the online services myself and have greatly expanded what I'm doing with my various art projects, not only in my books, getting the word out through book recommenders and such, but also through my music or everything else. The one that really made me stop and go, oh my god, this is mine, is when I was able to go ahead and my Crush'em battle card game system. We'll go more into that later on. I mentioned right about now that Simby.com works both offline and online, and that's something to consider, especially depending on how many people you actually have in your city or your state or even your country working on Simby. But this is also where you could actually help expand Simby.com as well as the services available to you. Let's go over those offline things. I've seen a lot personally of people trading soaps, for instance, or other homemade crafts and goods, but even more so, masseuses, even a few carpenters, even some engineers. Now, engineering and such, you can do that online as well, but I mean, it's nice to have a face-to-face, you know what I mean? And I don't mean Skype or Google Hangout or anything like that, or even YouTube, but straight up face-to-face. There's wedding planners on there. There's all sorts of different types of services you can find that may be in your state, in your city, in your town. But if it's not, you can help or bring it forward by putting the word out and getting more people involved. The more people you get involved in your location, the more services will be available to you and those sweet, sweet Simby coins. Just saying. Now for the online version. Now, the online services is what I use personally. I mean, I use them a lot. There has been, once again, book recommendations. There's been music referrals. They've been getting us on playlists. All important stuff, especially if you add it to, you'll find that it can add value to your marketing mix and practically for free. Now, that's only if you're going to be using straight Simby coins. You can make Simby coins by just offering up your own services and going from there. And there's plenty of people on there that are just raking it in. All it costs is your time, which is like the most important factor of currency anyway, whether it be saving time or making time or just becoming more efficient and effective. And you can find a lot of solutions on Simby.com at only the cost of your time and probably some Simby coin too. One of the things I need to point out, which I just mentioned earlier, is about how this can help towards your own artistic projects. Let's take it point by point with the things that I've done personally for my books. Now, Lord knows, there's plenty of solutions there. You can get book covers done, beta readers, copy editing, all sorts of stuff. You can even go into getting a website done there, getting better SEO, keywords and such done there. All sorts of solutions towards your books, whether it be the writing thereof or anything afterwards. There's literally services on there that'll help you from start to finish. My own included, the 15-minute literary consultation. It's right there. It's in the links. You'll see it. For music, there are some music critics on there, and even more so, there's musicians, there's people from the industry on there already offering their services to help improve you and your band's work. Even people to get the name out in marketing. Once again, I need to point out the website hosting, or the website hosting. I actually have a woman there that's working on a website for me she's revamping thepenismysword.com, and I am overjoyed by the job she's doing. It is a killer frickin' job. Now, that's not to say that there aren't, not going to say bad services, but people on there who are just messing around, or even more so, that are just not as good as paid. Flat out fiat, flat out currency. But if you go through and talk to the people and you vet them properly, you'll certainly sift through the rest and get to the wheat. You know what I mean? That's what you want, the actual meat of the thing. No preservatives, no nada. Just get the real stuff. And they're on there. They are definitely on there. Lord knows I've been going through them myself. So if it's going to help me, it can certainly help you. My battle card game, Crush 'em, which I mentioned earlier, which is based on one of my book series, The Generalist, Action, Adventure, Urban Fantasy. I write that good fight, you know what I mean? The biggest thing about this was actually Crush 'em. That's why I just have so much love for Simbi going on. I ran into a small issue, and this is the first time I've done a project where it seemed like everything was going to go just completely good. No, like always, it's just going to go from start to finish, done. Hashtag get the job done. But then I ran into a small issue where my artist just disappeared. I've had it on the back burner for a couple of months now. And it's one of those things where I found Simbi and I realized, oh my god, wait, there's a bunch of graphic artists and designers and visual art types on here. And now I have 4 of them that are currently looking at the project, and it is moving ahead. That alone, I have nothing but love for Simbi for that alone. And also, I've used it for a couple of clients as well who couldn't exactly afford my services normally. But through Simbi, as an alternative payment source, they were able to get on, hook it up. I was able to hook up the work, and it was all done. I'm just saying it's a great example and a great resource for those who don't quite have the money, but they still want your work, your services, your experience, and you know you can do a good job for them. So go for the alternative payment source. All it costs is a little bit of time. Now, there's plenty of services on Simbi which will tell you about the secret workings of Simbi. But one of the exploits that I found personally is that, and this is one of my favorites, I actually cleared it with the CEO of Simbi to even talk about. It might not be a breaking thing, but it might have been against the TOS. Basically, when you invite people, they go through a period of time, so to speak, called, it's just their newbie phase, you know what I mean? In order to break out a newbie phase and make deals with anyone else, they have to make a deal with another newbie. Unless you find them. You, the one who invited them, can find them and then broker a deal right then and there. And even more so, you'll get the 25 Simbi coins for them breaking a deal, even if it's with you. I'm just saying. One of the things that I do personally is that I will look up a certain search string and I'll just hit up everyone on it. Now, yeah, you start a conversation and you just start talking. You don't have to broker a deal right away. Just start sling it out there. Let them know what you're about, what you're looking for, and what you would hope they can do. Maybe you'll get a yes, maybe you'll get a no. Out of 30 people that I hit up to recommend my books, maybe 2 of them were like, absolutely not. This doesn't sound like anything I want to suggest. Action Adventure, once again, it's not for everybody. But same thing with the music. I practically had, like, only one person was like, this isn't my thing, sorry. And that's okay, by all means. But the thing about it is, I don't just rest on my laurels. I don't just wait. No, I hit up one person after another, collecting people that I've worked with before in my group, Duder's Army. Now, I mentioned earlier about the different search strings that I've used personally. For books, once again, there's book marketing, marketing alone, website. Actually, website and blogging is good for just about all of those. Just saying. All the ones I'm going to present. Editing, beta reading, tweeting it's kind of like how they have those marketing accounts on Fiverr or elsewhere where they will tweet to their fan base and such. They're on there too. Covers, instruction on how to better go through the system of independent publishing in a much more efficient and effective manner. For music, there are people who will listen and give advice on your song or what you're doing. There's songwriters on there. There's actual mastering services on there. This is like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of work, and they're willing to do it for some Simbi coin or your time. Check them out. And of course, the recommendation people, the people that'll put you on a playlist that they suggest to others, or playlists. You never know. It all depends also on genre, of course. Keep that in mind. One of the things you might want to consider, now, for my band, Anubis Unit, I actually have somebody commissioned to do a 3-page comic book on there, a 3-page comic thing on there for our website. And I'm digging what they're doing. It's going to come out good, and that's the point. There are plenty of other services. Sometimes they will cost money for shipping or an item involved. But it is worth it, especially at some of the prices they quote. But even more so, once again, you can actually use this and combine it with Simbi and actual fiat. There are game designers on there, believe it or not, as well as game spriters. Plenty of people that can help you with the kind of project you're working on. Just make certain you have enough Simbi coin for it. Some of them are by the hour, but it will be worth it in the end, trust me, especially just to get that project done. There's a couple of game designers and board game creators on there. There are so many people on there with different services that you don't even need to see them face to face, but get it done online. it is something to consider very strongly in adding it to your project management mix, no matter what it is, whether it be pre, during, or post-creation. Now, I mentioned earlier that I'm in a couple of things, and that's one of the reasons why I've come to Simbi. Well, one of the many reasons I've come to Simbi.com personally. I am trying to add Game Designer to that, Crush 'em, the battle card game system, but there's also my cookie clicker style game based on my Killer 13 short story series. Speaking of the Killer 13 and such, I am a writer, once again, author of the things. There is The Generalist, my action-adventure urban fantasy series. High violence, lots of fist-to-face with great dialogue. There's my Killer 13 short story series, which is a uber-violent, uber-weird short story series that follows a wandering, marauding madman through a desert wasteland world. Post-apocalyptic. It's great stuff if you're into reading gore and such. There's The Devil's Dance on Patreon, which is actually based in the world of The Generalist. And I do have other works that I'm working on and that I'm constantly evolving and going through. So I'm just saying, I've got some stuff that's coming out by the end of the year. I got some stuff that's coming out within about 2 weeks or so. So there's that too. You can find my works and more at www.thepenismysword.com. I know what it looks like. No, shut up. I'm also a musician and lyricist, as well as the head story writer for Anubis Units. We've been compared to Iron Maiden meets Trivium with Dead Kennedy vocals and Guar presentation. I dig that part personally. Heavy metal, hard rock, punk, it's a stew pot. It's a delicious orgy of great music, just head banging stuff with a great storyline. And that's the point, baby. You can catch our stuff at www.anubisunit.com. All the links will be down below, of course. I also run an online show called Haymakers and Hellhound, where I teach my writing style, as well as my mentality and, my thoughts on artistic creation and such. Project management is a part of that, very strongly so. Currently, we're in Season 0, world building, so there's that. Some of you may be wanting to write your first book, and I'm also be dispensing advice, some of which have actually come from Simbi. That is, I've gotten some questions for advice, and there is a couple people that I'm going to address in the show. You can catch it on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere I can. Seriously. And of course, there's my Patreon, which, by the way, you can get quite a lot of good advice from different people on Simbi. As far as Patreon, how to run, if you ever need a second set of eyes, there's just so much waiting for you on Simbi.com. So, by all means, if you're going to go check them out, I do suggest clicking on my link and give me your sweet, sweet Simbi coins. It'll be put to good use, trust me on this. Or hit me up on Simbi and say hello and check out my own services. Or you can come join Duder's Army, but that's kind of not exclusive. But it's usually reserved for people that I work with or have worked with me before. Well, that's all I really have to talk about Simbi.com for now. Check them out, find them, see how it works with you, hit me up, and I can even help you out a bit more. Or I'll direct you to the people who can. Just saying. I am Thomas Duder, author of The Things, and you are not.